The year is 1066. Across the North Sea, a mighty struggle is about to begin for the English throne. But our story takes place further east, in the greatest city in the world, Constantinople. This is the story of a young Viking warrior, one of the last of his kind to serve in the Varangian Guard, the elite protectors of the Byzantine Emperor. Imagine the bustling streets, the towering walls, the golden mosaics of the Hagia Sophia. He had come here for glory, for riches, for adventure, but now the world is shifting on its axis. The empire is weakening, besieged by enemies from all sides. This is the story of his escape, a tale of courage, desperation, and the enduring spirit of adventure that defines the Vikings. Let me introduce you to our hero. We don't know his real name, not for sure. History remembers him only as Bjorn Ironside, a nickname earned for his strength in battle and the chainmail shirt he refused to remove. Picture him, tall and broad-shouldered, with piercing blue eyes that had seen the icy fjords of his homeland and the sun-drenched shores of the Bosporus. Bjorn was a long way from home. He had come to Constantinople as a young man, following in the footsteps of countless other Norsemen before him. For centuries, Vikings had travelled east, drawn by the promise of wealth and adventure. Some came as traders, sailing down the rivers of Russia, exchanging furs and slaves for silver and spices. Others came as raiders, their longships striking fear into the hearts of coastal communities. And some, like Bjorn, came to fight. He had joined the Varangian Guard, the emperor's personal bodyguard. They were the most feared warriors in the known world, renowned for their size, strength, and unwavering loyalty. Their weapon of choice was the fearsome Dane axe, a two-handed battle axe capable of cleaving a man in two. Bjorn had proven himself in battle time and again, rising through the ranks to become a trusted member of the Guard. He had seen action on many fronts, defending the empire against enemies from the east and west. He had fought Arabs in the scorching deserts of Syria and Normans in the rugged mountains of Italy. Life in Constantinople was a world away from the harsh realities of Scandinavia. The city was a melting pot of cultures. Greeks, Armenians, Arabs, Turks, and countless others thronged the streets, their languages mingling in a cacophony of sound. Bjorn embraced this new world, learning the Greek language and adopting some of the local customs. But despite his success and his assimilation into Byzantine society, Bjorn never forgot where he came from. To understand Bjorn's world, we need to rewind a bit. The Viking Age, spanning roughly from the 8th to the 11th centuries, was a period of unprecedented expansion and exploration for the Scandinavian peoples. Driven by a combination of factors from overpopulation and land scarcity at home to a thirst for wealth and adventure, they set sail in their iconic longships, raiding, trading, and settling across vast swathes of Europe and beyond. Imagine the terror they inspired. These fierce warriors from the north, appearing suddenly from the sea in their sleek, dragon-headed ships. Their raids were swift and brutal. Monasteries, coastal towns, and even major cities like Paris and London fell victim to their attacks. But the Vikings weren't just ruthless raiders. They were also skilled navigators, capable seamen, and shrewd traders who established extensive trade networks across Europe and Asia. They sailed as far west as North America, establishing a short-lived settlement at L'Anse aux Meadows in Newfoundland, Canada. To the east, they ventured deep into Russia, sailing down its rivers and establishing trading posts that would eventually grow into major cities like Kiev and Novgorod. They even reached the Caspian Sea, engaging in trade with the Abbasid Caliphate. The Byzantines, heirs to the Roman Empire in the east, first encountered the Vikings in the 9th century. This marked the beginning of the Varangian Guard, a unit of elite warriors that would become an integral part of the Byzantine army for centuries. Chapter 3. The Walls Tremble. Constantinople under siege. Back in Constantinople, a storm was brewing. The year is 1043, and the Byzantine Empire, once a beacon of civilization, is facing threats from all directions. In the east, the Seljuk Turks, a powerful nomadic people, are pushing westward, conquering vast swathes of land. In the west, the Normans, descendants of the Vikings who had settled in northern France, are gaining power and ambition. The Byzantine Emperor Constantine IX Monomachos is a shrewd ruler, but even he is struggling to hold back the tide. He knows that the walls of Constantinople, once thought to be impregnable, are not enough to guarantee the city's safety. He needs loyal and skilled warriors to defend his empire. This is where Bjorn and the Varangian Guard come in. They are the Emperor's most trusted soldiers, the wall between civilization and chaos. Bjorn, now a seasoned warrior in his mid-30s, stands guard on the walls of Constantinople, his keen eyes scanning the horizon. He can feel the tension in the air, the sense of impending doom. The city is a powder keg waiting to explode. The enemy is at the gates, a vast horde of Pechenegs, a Turkic people from the steppes of southern Russia. They are fierce warriors, renowned for their horsemanship and archery. The siege of Constantinople is long and brutal. Bjorn distinguishes himself in the fighting, his axe singing a deadly song as he cuts down enemy after enemy. Chapter 4. A Viking in a City of Gold. When not at war, Bjorn's life in Constantinople was a world away from the battlefields that had come to define him. He lived in the Varangian quarter, a bustling district near the harbour. Here, amidst the sounds of foreign tongues and the smells of exotic spices, Bjorn found a sense of camaraderie with his fellow Norsemen. They spoke the same language, shared the same gods, and understood the longing for the cold, clear air of the north. But Bjorn was no stranger to the city beyond the familiar comforts of the Varangian quarter. His duties as a Varangian guard took him to all corners of Constantinople, from the opulent palaces of the emperor to the teeming marketplaces where silks from the Orient were traded for spices from the Indies. He had walked the cobblestone streets, marveling at the architectural wonders of the city, the towering Hagia Sophia, its dome a testament to Byzantine engineering, the hippodrome, where chariot races were held to the roar of the crowds, the intricate network of aqueducts that brought fresh water to the city. He had witnessed the splendor of the Byzantine court, the lavish ceremonies, the glittering mosaics, the emperor himself, a figure of almost divine authority. He frequented the city's many taverns and wine shops, enjoying lively conversations with merchants, sailors and soldiers from all corners of the empire. It was in one such tavern that he met Helena, a Greek woman with eyes as dark as the Aegean Sea, and a smile that could light up a room. Chapter 5. The Escape. Years pass. Bjorn and Helena start a family. He watches his son, named Leif after the famous explorer, grow up amidst the bustling streets of Constantinople. But as his son grows, so do the shadows over the Byzantine Empire. The political landscape is as ever-changing and treacherous as the sea. The old emperor, Constantine IX, is dead, and the new emperor, Romanos IV Diogenes, views the Varangians with suspicion. Whispers of discontent among the Varangians reach Bjorn's ears. They sense the empire weakening, its glory fading. Many long for the familiar pull of home, a place they haven't seen in decades. Bjorn feels the same pull. The stories of his youth, of Viking raids and explorations, resonate more deeply now. He yearns for the freedom of the open sea, the thrill of adventure. The final straw comes with the news of a new threat, a force more terrifying than any Bjorn has encountered before. The Seljuk Turks. Their armies, vast and relentless, have already swallowed vast territories in the east. They are at the empire's doorstep, and their arrival could spell the end of Byzantium. Bjorn knows he must make a choice. Stay and fight for an empire that seems destined to fall, or risk everything for a chance to return home with his family. One night, under the cover of darkness, Bjorn puts his plan into action. He gathers his most trusted companions, those who, like him, long for the north. They slip out of the city, their movements cloaked by the night, their destination, the Golden Horn, where a stolen Byzantine ship awaits them. With a whispered prayer to Odin and Thor, they set sail, leaving behind the city that had been Bjorn's home for so long. Outro, the long road home. And so, Bjorn Ironside, the last Viking of Constantinople, sailed out into the unknown. His story is a reminder of the interconnectedness of our world, of how people from different cultures and backgrounds have always crossed paths, sometimes clashing, sometimes collaborating, shaping the course of history. What became of Bjorn and his family? Did they reach the shores of their homeland? History doesn't tell us. Their fate, like that of so many others, is lost to the mists of time. If you enjoyed this epic tale, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories. from history. Until next time, keep exploring the past.